In today's video, guys, we're going to be taking a look at some beautiful plants and flowers that they had on sale for spring at the Home Depot. We're going to go over their names and prices, as well as the best places to plant them in and around your home so you can get great results, whether you're a beginner or you're a seasoned gardener. And if you've never been here before, my name is Marlene. Welcome to Marlene's How-Tos, my home and garden channel. So the first ones we're going to be taking a look at are these beautiful hydrangeas, and aren't they absolutely gorgeous? These ones we're going for $12.98. These larger ones here are absolutely gorgeous as well. They almost look like, strawberries and cream, so beautiful, and they like sun, as it says right there. So always bear in mind where you're going to be putting your plants when you put them outdoors, if you have a sunny area or not. These were going for $24.98, and they're in just beautiful containers. They last for a long time. And of course, once the flowers have faded, you can transfer them out to a flower bed or even to a larger pot. So they'll be coming back for you year after year, and you can enjoy them. And they also had some beautiful white ones here as well too. These are the largest hydrangeas I've ever seen, to be honest. The mop head ones. They're just really, really large and absolutely beautiful. Next perennial would be these daffodils right here. Of course, we're getting towards the end of their season, but nevertheless, if you want to have a nice pop of color, these were going for $3.98. And you can always plant them, once they've faded, and they'll come back year after year, but put them in a sunny spot. Next up, another yellow one here we have. These are calla lilies, and these ones you can see they had flecks on their leaves. And these like shaded areas, and they do come back year after year as well. And that's the wonderful thing about perennials. You plant them, give them some care, and you're rewarded every year. And these ones are actually going for $14.98. Next, we have the rhododendrons, absolutely gorgeous in your landscape. These grow to be fairly large, so they make like good hedge plants for just a little bit of privacy. They can grow to 7 or 8 feet high. They're such a mainstay of many southern gardens, and these were actually going for $29.98. And you'll have to take them out from there. Now bear in mind, guys, it's good to know your planting zone area. If you're not sure, any pack of seeds that you buy, or for the most part most of them, it will tell you, so you will know when it's best to start putting your flowers out, so that way if you get a sudden cold snap, you don't have to worry about it. Of course, if you're in a tropical area, then that's not an issue for you. Next, we're going to be looking at the bulbs or dried roots. And these are also perennials because they come back every year. Some of them are a little bit more tender than others, but we'll talk about those individually. And here we have some dahlias. They had so many varieties of there. We have some nice gladiolus right here. And these were all going for $9.98. And I think I'm going to do a video on gladiolus further down in the next few weeks. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell twice, so that way you'll definitely know when that is coming up. You just saw some black-eyed Susans down there. These are very, very good. They come back every year, very disease resistant, so not much problems with them there. It's a beautiful lily right there. That's a Casablanca lily, though, not like the Easter lily that I showed you a few weeks ago from my garden, but nevertheless, just as beautiful. There's some wonderful peonies right there. We have astable, and those are mixed. So you basically just go through and take a look for what you want. The only thing about when you're planting dried roots and bulbs is that, some of them may not necessarily bloom that year for you. You may have to wait until the following year, and it takes a while for them to come up. But you're so rewarded for this. I'm telling you, you do it and you will not have any regrets. Unless if you wanted a pop of color right away, we can always get some other types of flowers. But, they will take their time and come up, and they usually multiply over the years. And it really suits all of your needs. These smaller ones are for $4.88. And so I would say definitely try them. I don't think you'll have any regrets there. By the way, guys, this is not a sponsored video. This just happens to be very close by to where I live, and I like going in there. Your dahlias, those they'll have to be taken up over the winter because they're so delicate that they're not going to be able to handle a cold winter. And some of them grow very, very large. They can be as large as saucers, sometimes even larger than that. So, and look at that one, so pretty. And we also have some hostas here. These are very good. They come back every year, and the flowers that they produce actually attract hummingbirds. So don't sleep on those hostas, guys. They are absolutely beautiful. Next, here we have some snapdragons, and these are very, very beautiful. Only thing I will say is that they are cool weather flowers, so you can enjoy them, for the spring. But once it gets to, late spring, beginning of summer, they would have faded, and so you just have to enjoy them for those weeks when the weather is cooler, and then that's going to be it for you. Because in most cases, they will not come back the following year. They're not going to be able to withstand the cold. But they're definitely beautiful, and these were going for $12.98. If you want a nice pop of color for this season, then definitely go for it. Well worth your time. And they attract lovely pollinators too. And next we went over to our sunflowers. I must say that I was surprised to see them. But they are there, available for you and beautiful. And over here now we have, this is called percalis. And these like part sun. So if you have a little part sun area in your yard, they don't come back every year though. So they're not perennials. These are actually annuals. But certainly a lovely pop of color. And these are great for butterflies, bees, all the wonderful things that help to pollinate your vegetables and so on. So I would say definitely worth a try. And as you can see, they had the purple ones here, but they also had different shades. And they had so many of them in here. Absolutely gorgeous. Next we have another shade plant here. This one is called Cyclamen. And these were, I think this is the 1 quart size. These ones were going for $11.98. And again, these flowers were pretty large, but some of the larger ones I've seen in a long time. And as you can see, they have different colors. You have the whites, you have the pinks, and you have the darker shade looking more like a red. And these are not just gorgeous for the flowers that they produce, they're also gorgeous for the leaves. Look at that, they almost look like a heart in a heart. Absolutely beautiful. And these make nice little gifts. You could put them in a little, another container and just give them to someone. Now here we have some coral bells, and don't sleep on these guys. They also called Hiracha, and they actually were going for $10.98. They come back every year, and they make great, bed liners or, around the edges of your flower beds, and they produce some beautiful white flowers. And they're showing you some container garden styles here where you mix and match, and we did talk about it in my previous video, which I'll link at the end for you as well. Down here, the filler is what they would have here as the coleus. Absolutely beautiful. And then they had the elephant ears in here as their thriller plant. They didn't have a spiller, but they hardly need one in this case. And speaking of that, I did get a question from the previous video about what to put in hanging baskets. Well, here's a good example for you, which also embodies the rule of spiller, thriller, and filler. The spiller in this case would be the small white flowers that you're seeing hanging to the side. The red geraniums would be the thriller in this case, and the white petunias, those would be your fillers. So that's a perfect example of how you could do that. And you can always mix and match them, guys, to get what you like for those results. And speaking of the petunias, here are some wonderful ones with different shades. These were actually 6 packs right here. Look at this beautiful pink one here. And the rain had fallen a little, the day before, so they're a little bit not as perky as they normally would be, but they're going to come up in no time. And these were for $3.98 for the 6 packs. And those are some vincas right there. These are better just planted by themselves because they can be a little bit tall, maybe like up to, I'd say, about a foot, and very leafy, as opposed to our beautiful petunias right there. And we have some Sweet William sticking in right there as well too. So some more vincas here, very disease resistant, very easy to care for, and they like sun. And sunny areas mean that you have 6 or more hours of sun each day. And these are some marigolds right here. And these make good companion plants. And if you wanted to do the benefits of companion plants or show you different types of companion plants in a future video, you can leave me a comment about that, and I'll be more than happy to cover that for you. But they're very inexpensive. And if they're not, like strong hybrids, you can actually get seed heads from them when they dry, and you can get more plants coming back from them, every year. So that's a good way of, saving money by getting the seed heads and planting them, and then just having them fill out your space. They have those beautiful colors that go so well with just about, anything that you're trying to match in your garden. So those were vincas. Now, if you're wanting to have, like more of a show in a shorter time for your petunias, you can get the larger containers like these right here. I do believe these were for $7.98. These are the 1-quart ones. So if you didn't want to wait for too long and you want to have a lot of color, then you can get the bigger ones. Those would be available for you right there. Then they had some ornamental peppers. So if you like that kind of a thing, and they said that they're edible, so if you like that kind of a thing, then you could certainly try for those. They certainly have a beautiful, pop of color. Over here we have some Verbena, and these are great spiller plants. They like sun. I think I'm probably going to try some of these again this year. As you can see, they have different shades. They hang over very nicely in your hanging basket or in your container or just at the edge, of your flower bed. If you're into succulents, and these are the ones for you here, they already put them together. We can see they have a mix of different types there, different shades of green. And I just think it is so adorable. This is for $16.98. A nice gift for someone to, who likes that kind of a thing. It's already put together. So you can just give it to them that way. Or you can even have it in a little sunny table area, on your porch and so on. And over here they had some beautiful Dianthus. You already know I like Dianthus. This is a taller version of them. And like this whole combination right here, the succulents, the phlox, the Dianthus. If you have like a rock type garden, have like rocks there and so on, that you want to give that earthy look to, then these are a perfect choice. And by the way, guys, carnations that you buy in the store sometimes, they are in the same family as the Dianthus. So I just thought you might want to know that little tidbit right there. Always beautiful and inexpensive as well too. So now we're going to take a look at some plants that just love shade. And these are some bromeliads right here, cousins to the pineapple. And that one was for $12.98. And they produce some really nice flowers. Of course, you have the speckled ones there, the lighter shade ones. And just for a close-up, this is what they look like here. And these will also multiply too over time, so good choice. And over here we have some creeping Jenny. This was the one that I used in the previous video for my spiller plant. Has a very nice color, and they cascade very, very far down. We have some asparagus ferns as well here too, but these usually are best just planted by themselves to fill out a nice hanging basket or something like that. Another spiller plant here would be the ivy. And these you have to be careful though, because they can spread a lot. So I would say put them like in, containers or hanging baskets, so that way they're kind of contained, because they can take over your whole yard. And you can see the price right there. No southern garden would be fully complete without an azalea. And these beautiful ones here, you can see that nice shade of pink. They have darker ones as well here too. And I think I'll do a video. I'm not sure if I'll get to do it this season, but certainly the next one we're going to talk about azaleas, because they are just something to see. They like part sun, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And if you like say this amaryllis right here, this is another choice again, like for your porch. And now let's take a look at the pots. These are they're kind of pricey, but you can see that they're quite fancy. You can always downscale if you don't want to pay that kind of money. But these are some beautiful pots, that you can use to put your plants in, especially if they're for indoors. And these peace lilies would be a perfect choice for pots like those. Great gifts, great for your home. And they don't give a lot of problems, and they don't need a lot of light. And you can see the price that's on there right now, $29.98. And they also had some palms as well too. And these are also nice for like office settings, like for a home office, or even, if you're getting something for your, your office building, then these are some good choices. And they also had some garden statuaries here. Pineapples. The little yellow one kind of reminds me of SpongeBob when my kids were younger. It looks a lot like his little home. You can see the price on there, $19.98. So you just take them in, and they look really nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the indoor plants. So right here we have a combination of Pothos at the bottom, and this was for $34.98, along with what they call masking or housecane. And these are really nice, pretty easy to care for, and they just, add that special touch, I think, tropicalness, if you like that kind of a thing. Next over here we have some prayer plants, and these, they sometimes say that these can be a little bit difficult to grow. So if you're a beginner, this may not necessarily be the best choice for you, but you can certainly give it a try. The monstera here below, on the other hand, these do very well for most people. So definitely worth a try. And we have the alocasia right there on the left. Absolutely beautiful. And these are good like for your desk, or you can put them a little corner of your home, a nice little shelf or something like that you have built for your plants. They don't need a lot of light, but they do need some, so don't leave them in the dark. And then we have the ZZ plant on the left there, or the alocasia right here. And the smaller ones, of course, will cost less. If you're trying to cut back on price, you can start off small, and then over time, you can get the larger ones. And they had some bonsai trees on here, and these were for $20.98, which is not unusual. These are very fancy plants, so of course, you're going to have to expect to pay a pretty decent amount of money for that. And if you come over to the Calancho, more inexpensive option, they have many different colors here, really looking like spring over here. These ones were for $5.98, and you can have them stay indoors, under enough light coming in, or in some cases you can actually plant them in a cooler or shaded area like on your porch. Or you can put them as filler plants around a thriller plant in the middle. And if you're not understanding these terms too clearly, be sure to check out the video I'm going to link at the end for you. It's going to go through all the details so you can fully understand that process. And if you love plants even half as much as I do, then this is a channel for you. And I do lots of gardening, give you tips on things that have worked for me and how to save money. So hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell, and that way you'll never miss an upload. So here again are the beauties, guys. Those coleus, it really caught my eye so much, and these wonderful hydrangeas. So beautiful. So if you do have any questions about anything you'd like to see me discuss further, any plants you're having any problems with, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to take a look at that for you. And of course, our begonias, I can never say enough about those. So inexpensive and so easy to grow. So I do thank you so much for watching today. I wish you all the very best. I hope you'll have fun in your spring garden. Enjoy the pollinators, the butterflies and bees, hummingbirds as they come along. And I do hope to see you in the next video. Take care.